All right. Okay. No, it seems like it's going through now. Welcome. Uh, this is the podcast. All right. You know, the
The
audience,
ultimate.
the audience doesn't know it, but we had significant tech difficulties and a good first take that is now lost to history. Actually,
Never to
uh,
see the light of day.
yeah, I'll never see the light of day. No one's ever gonna hear it. It actually only exists in my memory and Dakota's memory now. That's kind of tragic, but we'll try to salvage it right now. But
Recapture the magic, if you will.
yeah, so uh, with that being said, this is the podcast, and you have to introduce yourself again. It probably won't be good as the first time. Not that the first time of you introducing yourself was great, but just do it again.
Fuck you. Alright, anyways. Well, you already name dropped me, but yes, I am Dakota. Last names will be established on a later time, possibly, maybe.
We'll,
We
we'll
will
get to it.
see about that. Yeah,
No,
we'll think
we'll
about
be
that.
getting to it actually.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But for now, that's all you need to know. All you get to know.
Uh, that that brings it to the topic. This feels like us just introducing ourselves. It is awkward because the other times you had to do it, it's awkward because you don't know what to say about yourself. It's like now you got to be formal. Like the other times we tried recording ourselves and we're like, all right, let's get ready to do this, and then we had to get stopped. And it's like, oh, you got to introduce yourselves, and then it's like, oh well, shit. I gotta put on my people voice and say like, oh, I'm Rascally Boss and I'm
Oh yeah,
Amador.
I didn't even think about the gamer name, but we'll just stick with Dakota for now. That seems to work.
Yeah, I'm just saying it like other times, like when the gaming channel is like, I'm Rascally Boss, or like, I'm Amador, or I'm Door,
Oh yeah.
some
I mean,
awkward
it's
shit like that.
definitely, I don't know. Unless you're a narcissist, then it's a bit hard to kind of come up with an intro where it's just like howdy doody,
Yeah,
it is me. I don't know. It's yeah, it's a bit awkward.
yeah, you have that. Let's wind the clocks back a little bit to like our school days, and like first day of school, it's whatever. But then the teacher's like, everyone stand up, stand around the room, and we're gonna go like in order, and we're gonna introduce ourselves. And you have to say something about yourself.
Oh my God, was it like favorite color, where you from,
Yeah,
or
yeah, it's
like
like your name, where you're from, and like your favorite color, or maybe they mix it up a little bit and say like what or I don't know, they just say like say something about yourself, and it's just like, well, shit. And you gotta hope that you're not the first person, then you have more time. If you're like in the middle, it was good. If you're dead last, then like you had more time, but then it's like you're kind of waiting. Somewhere in the middle is where you had to be at.
no, it was just worse for the people with people skills, because you
Yeah,
have the
like
most
me.
socially awkward people in the world that just happen to come up with stuff and very awkwardly mumble their lines of Travis from Texas, and I like cream cheese. Like, you don't learn anything about anybody besides their name on that day. You don't fucking remember any of that.
Yeah, no, it's just that one day thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I even introduced myself properly. Okay, well, I'm Amador. I guess I'm like the host. I'm doing finger quotes. You can't see it. This is all gonna be an audio form. Doing finger quotes on host because it feels weird calling myself the host. But anyway, I don't have anything to say about myself really. That's it. That's all you get to know actually. People who know will know. They know me. I don't think introductions are necessary. I think.
Yeah, no, if you know, you know. If you know,
Yeah, if
you know.
you know, you know. Like, sucks to be someone who's not privy to like knowing who I am because you're just missing out actually. But
Yeah.
bringing it back to the school introductions, I remember. Yeah, I was in the middle, like somewhere, and like they're like, "Oh, say your favorite color," and so like a girl went like before me. I think like a few spots before I did, and it's like my favorite color is red, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm like, my favorite color is red. So like if I say red, it's gonna be a problem because she's probably thinking I'm copying her or something. So I don't know what I ended up saying, but I remember that was my reaction to it. I was like, "Well, shit! Now I gotta say something original. I can't say red."
So I mean, if we're going in the direction of like middle school stories, then I could probably share one doing with the color red.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Have I
no,
heard it?
so I I think you have. So this is around the time that I met you and our other friend Jason. It was science, and
Oh my, wait, no. I think I.
we had we had to dilute colors. That was our lesson. We were learning how to dilute colors. So that way you had red food coloring in water, and you had like 10 different things, and you had to slowly dilute it until you had nothing but clear water. So that was the entire goal. So as far as I remember, I was with you, Jason, and
I
and
don't
I
think
remember
I
to
wasn't there for
this.
this. I heard it from you guys. All right, so I'm letting you tell the story
So
because
then,
you guys, I wasn't there. This is all hearsay to me.
yeah. So as a awkward middle schooler who doesn't know anything about anything, uh, I'll never forget that. What was it? We were diluting the color, and she just standing there trying to make conversation. And one of the conversation starters she decided to go with was, "Wow, this looks just like period blood." It was like, "What? I'm sorry, what?" She goes, "Yeah, no, look, see the color? It's just like that." I was like, "Oh, cool. Nice to meet you. That's interesting."
Is that
So,
is that the was that an actual conversation starter? I thought it was just like some random day in class, and then you said that, and then you guys are just like smacked your lips, like okay, and then just proceeded to do whatever you do like in that class. I didn't know
oh
that
yeah,
was a
no, we we
conversation starter.
we continued to do the lab, and we just acted as if she didn't say it because there's nothing more you can really contribute to that conversation in the first place. I
And that
mean,
was when I fell madly in love with her.
ah yes, such
No.
such wonderful times.
I was like, damn. I was like, who else? Who else has such a way with words? No, no, I'm kidding. But obviously, but I did have a crush on her. So
Oh yes.
that was later though. I think this is probably. I don't know if I was still having a crush on her when that story was brought up. But that was an interesting time.
Possibly, because that was the very beginning of middle school.
Because I okay, it might not seem like it, but I have like the bar is set pretty high for me. So I think if I heard that, I would have been like, yeah, maybe not then. I wouldn't. I would have been like, yeah, she's still hot though.
Then
No, I think
maybe we shielded you from the truth then.
yeah, maybe you guys would just wanted me to not know. You kept it veiled. You just you couldn't stand to break my little heart.
Exactly. Exactly. That reminds me of the what was it? The dance where everyone was wearing, what was it, glow sticks and whatnot. It was a black light dance, I think was the theme of it.
Oh,
Which
sweet. Okay. Oh, sweet
thank
Jesus.
thank God it wasn't in high school, because that would have been so much fucking worse. I'll tell you. There's a
Yeah.
reason they don't do blackout fucking themed shit in high school anymore, and I'll
Oh, I thought. Okay, I see where you're going with this. Cause
yeah,
no, I thought
I
you meant like the dance and everything that happened at the dance, like what we did. I thought you said like, oh, it would have been bad if we were in high school and did all this, but no, now I get it. Now I get the
oh
blacklight stuff.
yeah, no, because I mean, man, some of those guys and gals in high school would be glowing, let's just say, and it wouldn't be their personality that's glowing.
Oh,
But to bring it back, I remember at that dance chasing you down the hallways to get you to dance with her. And
yeah,
we had the others try to box you in, yet somehow you managed to escape.
yeah. No, what can I say? You can't tie me down. You can't. It's like, uh, yeah, no. It was just, I just didn't want to go through it. It would have been very, very awkward. I think I was like, fucked if I did, fucked if I didn't. I just it was just a matter of picking between the lesser evils here.
Pretty much.
So that was a nice little intro segment. I didn't. All the magic was lost with that first take, man. I'm telling you, because like I had like actually I could say I could probably bring it back again to when how surprisingly on board you were, because I was over here pacing my room, and I was like, man, like I gotta call him, and it's gonna be all awkward asking him if he's gonna want to be on like on a podcast, you know. But then when I called you, it just like it sounded like I just lifted the lid to your sarcophagus, and then I was like, I kind of felt bad. I was like,
No, it,
damn,
it, wa-
I'm
it
like,
was, you know, it actually that was perfect because you know what happened that
what?
night. That night I was drinking since 8 p.m. and I was drunk and I didn't go to bed until 6 7 in the morning. So you called me and I had maybe 4 hours of sleep in me when you called me. So yes, I was very much so hungover, waking up, and you brought up this idea of a podcast, and I just immediately went, "Yep, why not? Sounds
Yeah,
good."
yeah, because
Because I mean, like, what else? What kind of pitch else do you need?
like yeah, it's just a matter of just how I was gonna say it. Because at first, in my head, and thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, like I listen to these podcasts at work. We should do a podcast, man. That'd be fucking such a good idea. And then you actually get to it and like start, you know, starting to plan it, and then it's like, damn, it kind of sounds like mad weird. Just like, hey man, I want to do a podcast? Because like, who isn't doing a podcast these days? It's like not original. It's like just trying to help out the bandwagon of
Uh,
things. I think
the
it
the
just sounded
Amish,
cringy. But
the
yeah, the
Amish
Amish, the
are
Amish
not.
wouldn't. No, the Amish do it the old school way. They just sit around like the like Wicker Man.
Fire and
Yeah,
just start telling stories. What a bunch of
they're like sitting around the Wicker Man like while they watch like all the condemned like fucking burning out thing.
churning their butter.
Yeah, they're like doing it old school. Like yeah, they don't have technology, so they talk normally. They don't do podcasts because they talk like normal human beings. And what are we doing? We're on Discord right now, actually.
Exactly.
Just
The future.
miles and miles away from each other.
The opposite coasts.
Yeah, opposite coasts. It's just he's across the country right now. We're making do though. All right, but like I said, it was real good. And like I said, like I pitched to you, and like I had mentioned in our first take, is just who better to do this first episode with than like my best pal, right? That's why like I knew you'd be on board, or else I was gonna
Hell
make you be
yeah.
on board. You didn't have a choice in this actually.
Yeah, well, you know, truly, I am a people pleaser at the end of the day. So,
And again, we needed this dynamic because we like that's what makes us best buddies is because like we like different things, but we like accept those differences. You with like beer and getting blackout, and I like sit next to a campfire with my wine, and I have like my cheese wheel right next to me, and there's
uh,
like a considerable slice of that cheese wheel cut out.
I'll have you know I only get blackout off of French vodka and way too much Jack Daniels. And that hasn't happened in a while, so it's quite all right.
Like, okay, I gotta
And cheese, I do cheese and crackers, my friend, okay? I am very cultured, I'll have you know. You ever see Wallace and Gromit? Yeah, I fucking watched that growing up. That's how I got my cheese and crackers start. The
like
right way.
that was a show, wasn't it? I watched the Curse of the
Yeah,
Were Rabbit movie.
hell
That's
yeah it is.
that's where I got my exposure to
Cheese,
Wallace and Gromit.
Gromit.
Yep.
Yes. Fuck yeah. That's the entire reason I tried cheese with crackers. He did not let me down.
Okay, so you had that, and then I had like Ritz crackers and slices of American cheese.
American, what the fuck?
Hey, look,
Who the f-
I'm sorry if I didn't grow up in like the suburbs. Okay, I was out here like I was born in the mud. Okay.
So what did you do? You walked in and you just grabbed a slice of that like shitty plastic American cheese,
We had Ritz.
ripped ripped a tiny piece
Actually, I
off
don't
and
even
just
think.
put it on a Ritz cracker.
Actually, I don't even think it's. I don't. It wasn't even like a Ritz cracker. It was like a saltine. It was a square saltine cracker. And then, yeah, and then you had to like you had to rip the American cheese into the square so it
Oh
would
my,
fit onto it. That's what I went through. I'm sorry.
my
That's it.
man,
I'm exposing myself. I'm not actually a wine and cheese guy. All right, shocking. Okay, I didn't grow up
yeah,
with any of that.
you're a fucking hypocrite, man. I've done Gouda and crackers, man. It's what is it? It's the one with the elf on it. That's the fucking good
What?
saltine cracker. to have with your fucking cheese, man. And funny enough, I'll be honest, I got my cheese recommendation from my dad. I had to ask because he did it all the time growing up. I did not. I just ate a bunch of shitty junk food. But when I feel elegant and like I'm better than everyone else and British, I'll have some cheese and crackers.
Yeah, that must have been real nice. You know, didn't have you know what I had? I had like so it was won't get into too much information, but essentially like we me and like with the rest of my siblings, we tried out this so you just get like ramen, you know, get your fucking bowls of noodles, whatever. But you don't put it in a bowl. Like plot twist, you put it in a little Ziploc baggie, and you cut a little hole in it, and you drink the soup. You like have nice little soup juice, and it was like a to-go thing.
All right. Yeah, I've definitely never heard of that before.
No, I later found out. I think it was this past year actually. That's like what they do in prison. So
Ah,
yeah, whoever
lovely.
showed us brought us that lovely like what would you call it? Lovely
Gem.
product. Yeah, yeah, that. Wonderful innovation, actually. They actually do a lot of surprising things in prison. I'm not sure if the guards are doing their job because I think they
Ah,
a lot of them have cell phones and
yeah,
computers.
they have a insane amount of shit in prison. I don't know how it gets in there, but yeah, I've seen like cell phones, fucking bunch of junk food, damn near everything it seems like.
Yeah, no.
But
I think it's just I think people just love their money. I think the guards love money too, right? Who
oh
doesn't?
yeah.
It's like they get handed a little something something and they look the other way. I think
Hell yeah.
I think that not. I think we're just making it out to be more like complex than what it actually is. They probably do just get paid, and they're like, yeah, whatever, and like the other way.
Probably. I mean, my household didn't do the whole ramen soup thing, but my father, anytime we were running low on apple juice, would just fill it with tap water. And voila, there you go. You have more apple juice. Yeah, it's watered down and it kind of tastes really shitty, but hey, you have more apple juice now. So, shout out to any other households whose, mother or father decided that they wanted to water down their apple juice. And here's the terrible part. We did that for so many years that normal apple juice is just so damn sweet to me now. It is insanely sweet. It's too sweet because
Yeah.
I am so used to having it watered down after all these years.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's because you treat your body like it's a temple. So you're like, oh, I can't have this. This has too many like numbers on it. I can't have that. It's gonna fuck me up. Me? No, I don't give a fuck. I just drink that shit. All right. Apple juice. That's my water. Well,
Uh,
actually, it's a lie. The soda is more like my water, but that's a future topic I have written down actually, because I got a script for this whole thing.
yeah. Yeah, I do yeah, fuck you. I track my calories time to time. All right, unless I get sick, in which case when I get sick, that all goes out the window and I just order a fucking pizza cuz I mean, who's going to stop me? Nobody.
See, I don't do that.
I can eat.
When I feel like I'm getting sick, right? Because I'm I'm one of those like people who just go to work and I just do their best to go to work. Uh, in fact, I think if the century would have been a little different, I'm pretty sure I would have been those like kids like who was covered in like coal smudges on them, and like I said, would have went to work. Probably like a couple toes, like fingers, like mangled by the machinery. But I'm like, hey, I gotta make the money somehow. Deep ass voice like that, like as a like what 12-year-old. What was
Hell
the
yeah.
how old were they before they introduced the child labor laws?
I don't know, man. Actually, come to think of it, I mean, it depends also what part of the world we're talking about. I mean, like fucking China, you got
This is
like 8-year-olds and shit. So, I mean, that's still going on. I mean, think
I'm
about it.
talking
I
about
mean,
the things we learned in history class and like the wasn't yeah the Industrial Revolution and they're like
I still think it was. I don't know, man. Actually, come here. Fuck it. I am looking it up.
yeah no you don't have to like limit your technology things. You can look it up if you need to. Like I there's this one photo I don't know if it's real or not. It could be real, it could be fake. I'm probably gonna be like called stupid if like I think it's real, but it's like this little kid like from that era and like bro just has like a cigarette in his mouth or like he has like beer on him or something like that. He looks like fucking
Oh,
badass and looks like he's just ready to work.
Fun fact, actually, in London, if you've ever watched Sweeney Todd, it's a play, but they ended up making the movie with Johnny Depp in it. Uh, it shows a kid that was constantly getting drunk on gin, and that was actually a very, very common thing back then. Is a lot of kids are just drinking alcohol all the time back then. And London back then was one of the filthiest damn places in the world.
Oh, tell me
I
about
mean,
it.
even New York City before they got all their plumbing was just awful. People would shit in buckets and whatnot and just toss it out on the street. So
Yep.
you just had you had piss shit just everywhere before they came out with plumbing. So you just imagine, just walking down that nice brisk New York street and you just get showered with a little golden shower because someone's tossing out their shit out the window in the morning.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Sometimes we're like, oh, it would have been so cool to time travel back to like this era and like live there and like meet the people. Yeah, probably not actually. You get to the nitty gritty of it and like you realize how
Yeah,
horrible like history was before technology.
yeah, because then you stub your toe and you're gonna die.
Yeah. God
You take
forbid.
a gamble.
Like
Night,
even like way
night.
way back then, like they just had the corpses on the side of the road. That's what
Oh
they
yeah,
did with them.
1913. Fucking. That's when the first laws came out about child labor, and it's that way. 16 to 17-year-olds cannot work more than 8 hours per day on school nights, and more than 30 hours a week. And this is only in Florida, so I'm not even sure the whole U.S.
That that's crazy. Fucking little children, like half like as tall as us, like fucking falling into like a machine, shit like that, having factory accidents. I think that's what it is. What caused it. I don't think no one thought of it as like a moral dilemma until like they started having child fatalities in the factories, and they're like, maybe we should do something about this actually. And so that's when the laws were put in, if I remember correctly. But
Uh, yeah, probably.
all right, did I?
Latest
I didn't
enlightenment.
tell you the title of this whole thing, did I?
No, no, you did not.
Um, you'll probably get a kick out of it, but the working title it could change in the near future. But right now, I'm calling it the good, the bad, and the door. It's very narcissistic on my end because it's like my little like nickname. At least from like my only friends, you guys don't call me that. You guys aren't really in the know. But if I
I,
could,
I,
if I could go back in time and like go back to when what we were in like middle school, high school, and then we thought about giving each other nicknames, I would have like probably mentioned it.
oh yes. I had to follow up on that gin thing because it just was rattling my brain. And yeah, so between 1715 and 1750s, there were more deaths than births in London. And the greatest mortality rate was children. Children drinking gin. Yeah,
It's
fatal
not even,
alcohol.
it's not even from them getting, not even getting pressed in like this rolling machine. It's from them like alcohol poisoning.
Many of these deaths were due to fetal alcohol syndrome because the mothers are drinking a shit ton of alcohol while pregnant, and the kids that come out and just fucking die.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so was it from them like passing out, piss drunk on the streets of like London?
Possibly. I mean, let's see. Illness due to lack of clean water and food was rampant. There was smoke all over the place because London being a bunch of factories, and this is during the Industrial Revolution, polluting the air. Chin was really cheap. Gin was really cheap, so people just got it by the fucking shit tons.
This is
So
it's,
they
it's
named it.
horrible that I'm
They
laughing at
named it.
all of this.
Yeah, they named it Gin Mania. That crazy. Come to think, like you go to a store and you buy gin, you never think about the fact that hundreds of kids are dying from it
Yeah,
back in London.
yeah. All this
Not,
just makes me
not
want to try out gin and just fucking pour one out for those little tykes that like
for the
lost
little
his lives.
little homies, you know.
Yeah, for the little homies who didn't know their limits. I guess they just liked the drink. Who could blame them? It's just they didn't know better. They didn't have like a limit. But that's where we come in. Now we know, and because of their sacrifice, now we know.
Yep.
So salute to them. Next time I get some gin, I'm gonna pour one out for all the little London kids.
Yep. Who would have known that, drinking when pregnant was a bad thing? Now we know that.
Yeah,
You know,
no, we've
No,
come a
it
long
only
way.
took it only took a whole generation of kids to figure that out, but it's fine. Our generation's okay
Yeah, no,
for
we
the most part.
we're still okay. It yeah, some slight quotation marks on okay, but we are managing in this little society of ours that we have now.
May not be prospering, but we are definitely surviving.
Of course. So this is oh well, damn, it's almost been like half an hour recording. I didn't realize. Damn, these things go by quick, don't they?
Yeah.
We're not really on a time limit. I was actually really worried with even with like the little like 5 pages of script I had. I wasn't sure if we were gonna blow through all that in like 30 minutes. But that was an interesting little segue. Just it's the child labor laws.
So
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
a
the I think that's the way the podcast should kind of go. Is just
it just trails
you kind of
off.
yeah you kind of bounce off of topic to topic, and hey, maybe you're sitting here listening, and hey, maybe you learned something. Maybe you're laughing with us at
Yeah.
kids
Uh,
dying of alcohol poisoning. So,
man.
like holy hell. I mean,
Yeah,
hell,
who wouldn't?
it's
Yeah,
it's a
who knew
whole.
this was gonna be educational? I was really kind of aiming it for it to be like like comedic. That was kind of like the goal I was thinking to myself. I was like, well, if I make this podcast, like I would love to get some laughs while recording, but I'm hoping like the people we show it to get a kick out of it as well, unless they like look at us differently. But
Well, now
that's
look
like
at that.
that's the coin flip.
We've got death, education, and comedy all wrapped up in one.
Yeah, so it should just yeah. I had to bring it back, keep bringing it back to like at the beginning and like being like, oh, this is a podcast. But it'd just be such a shame if I like didn't try to incorporate more of like the 2 pages of script I wrote for like introducing the beginning. But yeah, so that's why I brought it back to the title. A lot of it, yeah, it's just good, bad, and the door. Could change. We don't have an intro set up yet. I don't. I was thinking about it, and you think Discord would sue if like I have like the little intro just be like the Discord phone ringing?
I don't think so, no, because it's not necessarily. Because I've seen that in like YouTube videos, and they don't get sued. So I mean, shit. But I mean, hey, coin flip, So who
Yeah,
knows?
so that's the coin flip. But yeah, so just figured podcasts, because those are like my new obsession. Fucking moved on from that whole cassette CD thing era.
Exactly. Some people have crack, some people have heroin. You got yourself podcast.
Yeah, this is podcast. I just hop between one thing to another. It's just it depends on the mood.
Oh
It's just
yes.
the cassettes weren't going anywhere. Maybe if I find a new tape deck, maybe.
Yeah, like
But
I went from sneakers to Nikes to high heels to the Vans. So it's a whole thing.
I was gonna like stop you and ask you about the. I was like, oh, I don't know you went from sneakers, but then you got to high heels, and then I was like, okay, wait a second.
Hey man, all right.
Okay, was it like a one-time thing? Was it like you just liked them? You just liked it for taller, right? Because you're kind of short.
You son of a bitch. I am not. All right. 5'11" is still just okay. All right. Maybe it's not 6 foot, but it's a okay in my
You
books.
like yeah, 3 inch heels. That's well, 3 inch. I don't know. I don't wear heels, so
Hey man,
I wouldn't know if three
I
inches
can't.
is like a
I
lot
can't.
of
That's
heel.
that's what I'm. I can't speak for drunk me, man, and that's when that phase came in.
You can't. Yeah, that's another you. We won't unpack just yet. Maybe later, but right now that well, I
I mean
tried
that
heels a
bring
couple
that.
of times because like there's a lot of women in my family, so I felt like eventually, and me being curious, I'm like, I wonder what heels feel like. You try them.
So while I've done that maybe once or twice with the heels on a real note, uh, come to think of it, I mean if boots are just heels for men. I like country boots, so I I'm saying this is shit for me too, but women wear high heels to increase their height, and I mean, some guys wear boots to increase their height. They look nice either way, but I mean, we can't deny that it's kind of like a high heel, depending on what kind of lift you get on your boots.
Yeah, no, that is true. Hey, I gotta ask, like, do you one of the things I wanted to talk about and like why I am like so generously invited you on is because I wanted to you discuss like what's a day like in the Navy? Like, give us like an average day of the
Starting with that.
Navy, yeah.
All right, fine. So, putting
Or
that out there in the
yeah,
open.
or
All right, so I'm a
that's a starter.
corpsman,
But oh, hold on.
ladies and gents.
Actually, before we get into all that, there I did have some questions. Where is it? Okay, let's see. Yeah, so are you wearing camo all the time? Do you wear the camouflage like almost all the time?
I work in the hospital, so I only wear that on Mondays because somebody got in trouble, so now we wear it on Mondays. And then the rest of the time, I'm normally in scrubs because, last thing I need is some guy throwing up on me, shitting, pissing, whatever. Because I'm not washing that uniform, I'm burning it. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Don't burn your uniform, kids, or other people in the military.
Yeah, is any of this gonna be like is any of this like insider information that I or other people should know about? Is the Navy
No,
gonna get onto you?
none of this is security clearance bound. I mean, I don't need any security clearance to tell you that I've shaved somebody's ass before. Not my proudest moment, not what I thought I'd be doing in my life, but hey, got to that point where I've shaved someone's ass. Pretty great. Just today, I had to help a doc cut something off of some guy's ass. So,
Wow, that was today.
yeah, hell yeah, bro, it's crazy. If you ever spread a grown man's butt cheeks for him, you really,
Can't say that I have.
I'm t- I'm telling you, man, it's something. Those docs have become a lot more desensitized than me. Because, sometimes I just sit there and think to myself, what the fuck am I doing? But hey.
So like, are you? So it's a no to wearing like your like combat boots 24/7. Like you wear those?
No. Not all the time. No.
All right. I'm just like getting all the stereotypical questions out the way because I'm a man of stereotypes. I hate to say it, but if I don't, know from someone who's on the inside or who's privy to that knowledge,
So,
I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna assume the stereotypes. So
it
that's why I'm
entirely
asking you about the
depends.
camo and the
Yeah, of
boots.
course. I mean, it entirely depends on your job and where you work and whatnot. So, like, I work in a hospital, so I get to wear scrubs sometimes. But other departments in my hospital, they still wear their Type 3s, their camos. Uh, I mean, other places they wear coveralls. Like if you're on a ship or something, you'll wear that so that way you don't get your Type 3s dirty. So I mean, it just entirely depends on what your job is and where you work. But yeah, it's just up to your command on whatever they decide they want you to wear. Truly, you have absolutely zero say in what you wear. They will tell you what to wear, where to wear it to, and what to do, and that's about it.
Yeah, this is all just a cover up of me like actually forgetting all this information you told us repeatedly. But I'm just it's for the audience's sake, I will say that all this the people want to know. The people
of
want to know. So
of course, of course.
brings us to the next question. The little white hat, the infamous navy hat. You wear that all the time too? You get to wear it like when you feel fancy.
No, no, and I'm happy I don't. All right, I'll
You
tell
don't
you.
like it?
No, I don't. I know I might get shit from other Navy people, but that's the only thing I don't like about that damn uniform is the damn. It's called a Dixie cup, a Dixie cup. The name alone is already insult. Like, why did they name it a Dixie cup? Who names it a Dixie cup?
It it's
So
it
you
sounds
wear it
cute
with.
though. It sounds cute. It's
It
just
does
like you have
sound. It
like a
does. It
cute
sounds.
little.
It sounds nice and pretty. I will tell you. So it bugs me.
Yeah, so you don't feel nice and pretty when you wear like your pretty whites, your little Dixie cup hat.
I do not.
You
No,
feel like
no,
a
I do
special
not.
little navy boy, and like no.
No, and that's what sucks because the rest of the dress uniform is nice. It's snazzy. I like it. It looks nice. It's just that damn hat.
Here,
But I
re-
mean, the Marines hands down got the best dress uniform. I will say.
here,
I
remind me
think
again.
they're
Remind me,
they
remind me
have.
again when you wear your whites. When you have to wear your whites,
I only have to do that during inspections nowadays, or if somebody gets promoted or
like
something.
like the whole Dixie outfit. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I shall let you know. I'll send you a nice selfie of me in my Dixie cup.
yeah. What is it like? Can you do it in parade stance? Is that what it is when like you have both legs spread out and you have your hands behind your back? Is that what you told
Parade
me?
rest.
Oh, parade rest. That's what it is.
Parade stance.
I'm sorry, I had to know
Jesus.
it. Okay. All right. So let's see. What else did I have written? Um. Yeah, this is all very stereotypical stuff. So I wanted to ask about, but that. Oh, how often? Uh, like maybe not even necessarily in the Navy, like just being military. Like how often do you and the rest of like, like the military buddies like have to stand outside in formation and like salute the flag as it's being raised, as like someone's playing like the little uh bugle horn.
That's actually a pretty good question. So it depends on where you're at. So on every military base, you have a thing called colors. Colors happens in the morning, and it happens at night during sunset. So sunrise, sunset. If you were on duty, you were the one in charge, depending on your rank, you are the one in charge of raising that flag. So you're going to raise the flag and salute it when it gets up to the top. Or, take it down and somebody else salutes it as you're taking it down. Uh, but if you were in civilian clothes and you hear the morning colors go off, you have to stop where you're going and stand at attention and wait until the song is done playing. It's a
So wait,
legitimate rule.
wait,
And if you are in your car, you're supposed to stop your car and turn on your hazards.
wait. Okay,
So,
bring it back because I was tuning out a little bit. I was because I heard yeah, you've raised a flag, someone else does it. You do it when it's being raised and lowered. Okay, I got that part. So if you're not even in uniform, like you and you hear it, like you just gotta stop. You gotta stop what you're doing.
yeah, you get a 5-minute indicator and it
Oh,
goes
okay.
off 5 minutes before colors starts. So it lets you know that colors is about to start. You have never seen people haul ass until you've seen people try to run away into their rooms before colors start. You
I
will
was,
see. I've done it. I have
I was
done it
about to.
myself. You'll have that 5-minute indicator, and you'll start sprinting to your car, sprinting to your room, just so that way you don't have to stand outside for like a minute.
I was gonna.
People will fucking haul ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say being a civilian myself. I'm talking for the people here, but I was gonna say like it. I don't know if I was gonna say like cult like, but just you being outside, just going about your daily business, and you hear like colors go off, and you just gotta stop what you're doing, no matter what, and like you just gotta sit still. Does that seem like you're like brainwashed? I was gonna say,
It's
but
uh,
I'm glad
it's it's
there's
entertaining.
yeah, I'm glad there's people like you like who get the fuck out of there when
It's
you get
also
the
it's,
indicator.
but it's funny though, because there's the times where you'll completely forget about it, and next thing you know, you're just standing outside, and it would be like mid conversation, you hear it go off, and everyone would just go quiet, just stand at attention, and then it ends, and you just go back to normal as if nothing happened.
So is this all happening like on the base then, or is it like could it
So they have
happen
they
in
have
somewhere in public?
no, only on military
Oh,
installations,
okay. All right.
and they play it on these speakers around base, so that way everyone can hear it.
Okay, because I was gonna say like if this happened in some like public area, imagine like you're just some tourist, right? Doesn't know anything about any of this, and they're just driving, and then they see like groups of people just start standing still. They stop what they're doing, and like they're freaking the fuck out. They're like, what's happening?
Yeah, definitely not the case.
So yeah, that's good that then it happens just on the base, and so everyone there knows what's going down. Okay. See, this is good. I'm getting educated. You probably said this maybe to us once or twice, but I forget.
There's a good chance of it.
I hope you know. In the friend group now, you're just a doctor until like the end of time. Now you're like a group doctor because of your profession.
Yep, which is fair enough. I just need
Yeah.
to continue learning. I tell you, I should have joined the Air Force because I mean they get a EMT cert through boot camp, and the Navy doesn't get that. So now I might have to pay for mine out of my own pocket at that,
Wow.
which is just holy fuck.
Yeah, about that you
But
hated the Air Force. That's crazy.
yeah, back when I was a fucking fuck all nobody. Yeah, I mean, 'cause I mean, truly, you have that whole fucking boys club instinct when you're younger. It's like fucking chair force, rah, fuck them.
Yeah.
But after you get in and you've been in for a while, you don't give a fuck. You see somebody in the Air Force and it's just somebody else in the military. Unless you still have that high school mentality of rah rah rah, fucking fuck you, Chair Force.
Oh,
No
that's
one
good.
cares.
Yeah, you guys mature. That's good because I was over here like doing some sort of headcanon that although
I
all
mean,
military
we
branches
mature,
serve
but
under
at the
one
same time, we
flag.
don't at all.
Yeah, like you guys all serve under one flag. The branches of military, but I thought there's still some sort of like gang violence between the branches.
Yeah.
Like, I thought there was some hostility, like you people like say you're just grocery shopping, right? And you have someone like have the Air Force badge and like someone has a Navy badge. I thought you guys just like stop and like, pull out some switchblades or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like Grease, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all stop and we do a dance number and pull
Yeah.
out switchblades,
Yeah, I thought you guys like just walking around in your jeans, your leather jacket, big ass like
slick back
branch
hair.
like yeah, branch logo right on the back, nice and proud. And then, you're just walking down the aisle of like a grocery store and like you guys like hit each other's shoulders, right? And then you're like, "Hey, watch it, buddy." And like you guys like catch each other's like logo and then like you guys meet each other's eyes again, like pull out your switchblade and it gets down.
Oh yeah, the longer the eye contact, the more intimidating.
Yeah. And then it's like the like Michael Jackson's Bad, that music video. I thought it was something like that. Or
Yeah, it's
Beat It. No, it
exactly
was Beat
it,
It.
it is exactly like that. It's exactly. Or Smooth Criminal, that too.
Yeah, one of those things. I watched Beat It more because me personally, I like Beat It more than Smooth Criminal. But Smooth Criminal is good. I can't, beat it. It's just a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you being employed, you ever go out somewhere and like do you go to another store like say like fucking I don't know like a Target, whatever, Walmart, and then you ever like sympathize with the other workers in that Walmart's going through now that we both been employed, like now we know what it's like to deal with customers and guests.
To a degree, I mean, like I definitely feel a lot more for like first aid providers and whatnot. I mean, I'm not gonna give any fucking medical person shit typically, because I mean it gets fucking busy and you have a bunch of other people that you'll deal with, and not everyone's grateful. So you'll have like some people that are just complete fucking assholes for no reason whatsoever. Like they're having a bad day, and now you have to take their vital signs, and now they're gonna get mad at you for doing your job because they have had a shitty day. But with Walmart, it kind of depends because I mean,
Or
I don't know. I mean,
I think it would be different for us because like, well, because I'm in the food industry and you're in the medical industry, so it's like I guess in our own little like, I could sympathize when I go out to a restaurant now. It's like we get done, like me, whoever I'm with, and like we get done, and like I just sort out the plates. I kind of do half the busting for them because I know the
oh,
trouble that they
oh
go
yeah.
through.
So I get that and I can understand that, but what I don't is the fucking Walmart. That's two different things. Like at a food place, yeah, but that's also just a human decency thing, truly. I mean, if you're a complete fucking douchebag, then yeah, of course you're gonna just leave all your dishes out, just
Yeah.
say fuck all and just walk away. But if you are a civilized human being that doesn't consume human feces, you're gonna fucking stack your plates together or something, make it easy for them to pick it all up. And I
Yeah.
do feel for them. I'm not gonna complain because at the end of the day, I don't know what their job is like, and I know that you have to deal any. Now that I've worked in medical, I feel for customer service.
Yeah.
Any job that involves customer service can just be fucking awful sometimes,
Yeah, so I
depending on the
guess
people.
like more for you like customer service then and me just fucking food and like people at like a cashier more saying.
Oh, oh yeah. So it's like I remember back when I was at the emergency department for a while, I had somebody threaten to kill me if
Oh
I
my.
stuck them with a needle to take their blood. And I was like, okay, cool.
Like
So the
wow.
nurse is like, yeah, the nurse is like, okay, you're not gonna take their blood. I was like, oh wow, shocker.
Like I would have ghost.
Yeah, and then you have like other people that will just come in and will, I don't know, I don't even. Some of them will try to tell you how to do your job, and others will just be so rude to you because they already expect it to be slow or
Like,
bad,
yeah,
and like if it's below their expectations or it matches it, like that's all there is to it, and you can't really improve it. So, I mean, what can you truly do?
yeah. Hey, bringing it back to the whole medical business, I wanted to ask you, hey, so working like in the hospital, is it like those hospital dramas? Is there anything like that that what you go through, like hospital drama,
Me, no,
like a
because
TV
I
series?
I work I work with two guys and we just shoot the shit, make jokes, and we don't really deal with it. On the other hand, other clinics, other departments and whatnot, abso-fucking-lutely. It is like high school. It is ridiculous. Especially when when you first join the military and you go to a training command like this one, you have a bunch of like, people straight out of high school, fucking 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds that are just fresh out. So a lot of them still carry that fucking mentality around. So there's gossip, there's rumors, there's all that kind of bullshit. It still tracks. And you just have people that will indulge in it, and you have the others that just won't and come into work and clock out and go home.
Yeah,
Back when I
'cause
first got to my job, it was fucking awful. I was the lowest rank, getting pushed around by everybody, and there was just drama all the time, and it was fucking awful.
yeah,
And
I
then it
wasn't sure
just
if it was like some Grey's Anatomy up in that bitch, but like
pretty
military
much,
style.
because there was one person that I'll never forget her. She my father likes Spanish music. I mean, his second wife is fucking Colombian. So he's always enjoyed that kind of music. So I grew up listening to a lot of that music too. And she never really liked me. So I remember one day I'm talking to one of my male coworkers about how I grew up listening to that and how I really enjoy it. And she just goes, "Well, I don't really know why, but that seems a little bit racist to me." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but you are kind of white.
Yeah, I know
But
that. But I
but
like Hispanic music, and if that makes me racist, then so be it, my friend.
yeah, you have to
Because you know
look
what?
Hispanic if you want to like enjoy Hispanic music.
So what does that mean? That because I like tacos and burritos. What does that make me? Does that make me a bigot?
Yeah, yeah, you don't get to because you're not. That's not your culture. Stick to stick to crackers. Stick
I
to
gotta stick
burgers.
to really generic like peanut butter and jellies and barbecues.
Yeah, just stick to that. Stay in your own lane. You don't get to
Um,
have
I
all this
was I
food.
was I was just getting good at using seasoning too, man. But I guess I gotta cut that out too.
Yeah, all that spices, get them out of your fucking cabinets right now.
Ah,
Like, you're,
damn.
yeah, you, that was crazy though, cause no, you told me this too. You know, you told me the same story though, but yeah, that's not your culture, bro. Like, you're white. You don't dress like Hispanic or anything. You're just like plain white butter or like
But which
bread.
is funny though, because I have been called many different races. Uh, Actually, recently I got called Arab.
Really?
I'm not kidding. We went out to a club, and a girl that I was sitting next to was flirting with me,
Nice.
and she tells me that she's like, what are you? Like, what race are you?" I was like, "Oh, take a guess," and she goes, "Arab." I
Wow.
went, "Arab? That's the first. I've been told fucking Mexican. I've been told Hispanic. I've been told a lot of different races.
The,
I know I'm not fully white. I know I'm mixed, but I don't know what I'm mixed with. So it's as much of a mystery to me as it is to other people.
maybe I'm the
The best I
racist.
can think of is the best I can think of is just Asian because of the Filipino, but I mean that's the only thing that I can feasibly draw it to.
Yeah, maybe I'm the bad friend here. Like, I just see I'm like, yeah, white. I don't look too much into it. I just see the pigmentation of your skin, and then that's it. That
Apparently it's the eyes and the hair since not many white people have curly hair.
Oh yeah, true. I don't look into all that. Like I said, I see you for your appearance only. And I'm like, that's it. Like,
I can tell.
sorry,
It's a very
I had to
very
admit
very
it.
very shallow friendship, I must say.
This it's no longer a podcast. This is a confessional. Actually, I'm letting it all out there.
all these years.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, like I'm just a very stereotypical person. I was like asking about, if you wear combat boots all the time, wearing your camo all the time, you gotta stand and salute the flag every time it's being raised. I just
Oh
assume.
yeah.
I'm a big assumer.
I I actually got the best fucking combat boots ever because they're just tennis shoes. And they count as boots though because they look like boots, but they feel like tennis shoes and they're fucking amazing.
That's good because like combat boots, they just like they look badass, but like
They're
comfortability, this on the scale, I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
they can
high
be
they rank.
clunky. I mean, that's the thing is mine, like, if I actually needed to go hiking and rucking and shit like that, I would definitely trade them in for some more sturdier boots, but for just fucking being at a shore command, I'm gonna fucking wear my super nice, comfy tennis shoes boots.
I've been thinking like I wanna get me some cowboy boots. Those look pretty snazzy. I just wouldn't know
They
where to
are,
go.
dude, they are so fucking comfortable. I'll tell you, because I have family in Kansas, I always knew that I needed to wear cowboy boots or at least try them at some point. And I'll tell you, man, it was like having sex for the first time. First time I put my feet in a pair of those boots.
I
Oh,
remember I was like
I
really,
wear
really young.
Vans a lot. I
Oh
wear
yeah,
Vans a lot. So having another pair of slip-on shoes, oh, I am telling you, brother, it is a nice feeling.
they really that comfortable then. I thought
Fuck yeah.
it's just like this leather, It's just I look at the boots, I just it's leather.
Yeah, I never would have guessed how fucking comfy boots are, but they are so damn comfy. Because it's just so much like Vans. It is a fucking slip-on. So you just slip that bitch right on, and it's way sturdier than a van, like than Vans. So they're not gonna fucking deteriorate in like a day or two, like all these other shoes. They're
Right.
actually built to last, depending on what brand you get. They are just, oh,
Yeah,
didn't
where do
know
you get
this
your
turned
boots from?
into a
You go
boot
to boot
advertisement.
you go to Boot Barn.
Fuck yeah, I went to Boot Barn.
I just like I'm not like really knowing what place you get all your country stuff. I might get a country outfit just for the fuck of it.
Alright, well, and then we'll wear it to piss Adam off.
Yeah, yeah, cause like at work, there's a lot of like natives come in. They're like rodeo natives, and so like they all wear like the jeans, the boots, the belt with the buckle, like that
I mean,
that button up.
Arizona's got its big population of country people, Hicks, hillbilly,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call them.
yeah,
I
cause
mean, I love it. I
the
can't talk
desert.
shit about that culture because I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's like the all the desert here. It's like that's that western. Like we're like pretty much the last state out of the continent. Like this right here. Like the
The furthest
48th.
west. Well, I mean, because Nevada's got a good amount of people like that too. So it's like Nevada and Arizona are like the furthest west that you see a lot of that kind of stuff. Because I mean, you don't see a lot of that in Cali, or at least not that
Yeah.
I'm aware of.
No, not
Not
that
when
I
I
know.
went
Cause
there.
like yeah, our little like fucking armpit of the U.S. It's right. It's like the desert. We don't have like the ocean like California. Fuckers. They'll sink though. They'll sink in a few decades time, and then the ocean will be ours.
Oh, what is it? What is that damn line? What is it called? It's the fault line. That's what everyone thinks is gonna have California slip into the ocean. What is it called?
But oh it's not the San Andreas fault, is it? But
It is called. Yeah, it is the San Andreas fault line.
yeah, they made a movie about that with The Rock.
Yeah.
With The Rock.
It was really cringy, but I mean it's entertaining.
But I wanted to yeah see the rodeo natives and like yeah they have that. That's like the pretty like standard getup. But then it's either like they probably like have either a cowboy hat or like a little like the caps, like the net cap. You know what I'm talking about? Like baseball.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So then I'm thinking of like what outfit I'd have. Of course the jeans, because like you won't catch me outside without jeans on. Boots seem nice. Yeah, I
You just
probably could rock a
you
buckle.
gotta get boot cut because if you or skinny boots because if you wear skinny jeans with boots it looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that from experience. It is fucking awkward looking.
And give me a little rodeo makeover. Like my current style now, I guess you could say, it's just like yeah, my pair of Vans. You got some like black high socks, and then you got some jeans. Depends on the jeans. I wear probably wear a belt. Depends, and then like a little nice graphic tee. That's like my style. It's like kind of skater. Yeah, I guess you could say skater. It's very laid back, I'd say it. Just comfortable, me being cozy. And then you, like, I think you're still keeping up with your country look, ain't you? One of them.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I've been wearing a lot of sweats and that kind of stuff, and that's just because I haven't gone out a whole bunch. But when I go out, sometimes I like to dress up country. It just kind of depends on the attitude,
Uh,
truly.
Floridan, Floridan cowboy. But yeah, imagine, I have a segue now, unless we talk about more about this. But hey, we're us two guys. We're like in the prime of our lives right now. We're in our 20s.
Oh yes.
Yep, we're turning 22 this year. It's crazy to think about. I think, well, I don't think we have a set date, but this fucker right here, I haven't been able to get rid of him in like 10 years now. This would be like a 10th friendship anniversary, I think, when I met you and the rest of the guys.
Jesus. Fuck. Yeah, you're right. I think it has
Yeah,
been
I
a
tried my
long
darndest.
time.
I tried my darndest to shake them off, but they keep latching on.
Truly,
I
it's
can't,
just
I can't get rid of these assholes.
it's like a bunch of weasels. Truly, it's like the mice that snuck on the ships to go to different colonies. It's exactly like that. They just refuse to jump ship.
Man. All right, so let's see. I guess before we go, this thing about the future, like, Matt, like us down the line, like us wrinkly old men. Do you think we're gonna become our parents like that Allstate Progressive Geico? I don't know what commercial did it. That would become our parents. You have those
Possibly.
tendencies
I
yet?
mean, I will admit, the older I get, the more I look into like finances, homes, and I can tell I'm getting older because I'll see something about like setting up like a man cave or like setting up or like a nice garage, and all I can think to myself is, man, that looks really nice. I would love to do that to my house. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm going to spend so much time like fucking. I'm gonna learn how to do that shit, so that way I can edit my own house and not have to pay somebody for some of that shit. But just being able to change features on my house would be sick.
Yeah. I was thinking
And
like
that's
the
not.
old men thing. I was thinking like, prime of our lives, old men. Like the problems you face now. Like, dude, I don't think I could drink soda for too much longer. I think I gotta switch to diet soon
Yeah, that's
because
what
I'm in my
that's what
20s.
my grandma had to do. She had to switch to
Jesus.
fucking diet.
Well, that's your grandma, okay? I'm in my I'm about to turn 22 this year. I gotta switch a diet already. When can I live? And like I got fucking probably gotta get glasses. Like whenever I had to crouch at work, I like have to bend and I get back up. I'm like, oh Jesus. Like
I
I don't
feel
know. Is
that
that is that
so much
normal?
more now. Yeah, I feel that so much more. Like, that's what's funny is like I went from in my fucking in teenage years just to the short time into our 20s. Already nowadays, I'll like get up or I'll turn the wrong way. I'm like, oh, what the fuck was that? But
Yeah, like I
meanwhile,
pull muscles.
when I was like a teenager, I would just fucking run full speed into a locker and like slam my head into it and walk away like nothing happened.
Yeah, God forbid I'm like walking around like the little buffet I work at and like I hit like my like arm on like one of the corners of a chair because like I just feel it almost the whole day now. Like if I was like younger, like I probably would have shrugged it off, but God forbid. It gets me scared when older people tell me like, "Oh, you start losing energy as you get older." I'm like, "Damn, like really?"
Oh
Like,
my God. I felt that in the military has fucking accelerated that because I will tell you, fucking working through a workday, especially sitting, is the worst because I will be fighting for my life not to fall asleep at that desk.
yeah.
Fighting.
Even now when we're on like a voice call, you're like, "Dude, I'm fighting, dude. With every fiber of my being, I have to fall asleep." I'm like, "Hey, for real?" Like I laugh. I'm like, "Is it that bad?"
Yeah. Like military truly does get you like a caffeine addiction, and it's because like you have like a normal shift and whatnot, unless you're doing 12s. And then if you're doing 12s, your fucking sleep schedule is fucked because you're doing 12s. But then if you're not, then sometimes you have watch and you'll have like night duty. So you'll go from working like a normal job, like a normal 9 to 5, and then all of a sudden you have a 12-hour watch at night, and then your sleep schedule gets all kinds of fucked up because now you just went to bed in the day. You went to bed at 6 in the morning. So now you wake up again, and it's okay. Are you going to be tired enough by 10 p.m. to go back to bed and get a full 8? You probably fucking aren't. So you're gonna be up till like midnight, maybe 1 in the morning, and go back to bed. And now your body doesn't get enough sleep. It's weird.
I every day I'm pretty exhausted. I don't know, like fucking maybe it's just like the way my schedule is, or maybe like the prophecy's coming true. I'm just losing energy, and just probably the max energy I have, and then when like another 20 years down the line, it'll be less. Can like even like I just come home from work, I just want to sit on like my little lazy boy and I pass out. That'd be the dream though.
Indeed. When I could have my own place and eventually my own little minions that I can tell to do chores. So
Yeah,
that way I don't have to do anything.
yeah, that'll help though. That's probably why our parents had us, is so they could fucking tell
That's
us
the
what
only reason
for.
they had us. I
Yeah,
mean, come on,
so they
let's be real.
they,
So they
they
could
could tell
sleep
us what
longer.
yeah, and then they could tell us like this better be done before I wake up from my nap. And
Yeah.
then
So like, I mean, you go through that rough phase of them whining and complaining and all that stuff all the time. But then when they get old enough, they start, actually doing work around the house, and boom, there you go. So you got to go through a little bit of suffering, and then you have your own child labor.
that must be like a nice feeling though. Like you're just gonna relax and like you wake up from your nap and like you realize that your kid actually done something, is like actually good for something. You're like, yeah, good job.
I know. I mean, it wasn't me growing up. I'll be honest. I was a little shit. But I mean, yeah, for the other parents, must have been great.
Yeah, truly.
I was
Like,
no, my dad definitely got in on those manual labor points when I was younger. Just like, oh hey, I want to go change this part of the house. So take the sledgehammer and knock out that wall. I'm like, I don't want to. Well, go do it. I'm like, Dad, I want to go play PlayStation. Yeah, no, fuck you. And yeah, hey, I learned a couple things, so
yeah,
I can't be mad about
it
it.
really showed us, the ways of the world. Now look at us. We're
Yeah.
capable, right, aren't we?
Yeah, and now I still call my dad and ask for advice on that kind of shit because I still fucking forget it, which is
Exactly.
what I hate.
That's the shitty thing though. I don't know if it's just our generation or like maybe just us in particular. We gotta fucking rely. Okay, maybe not as much as our parents, but it's like scary word out there. We can't, like you
It's
mentioned.
getting really expensive to live
Yeah,
nowadays.
it's
I
just
mean, it's very
inflation,
hard to get your own house nowadays, especially on single income. So,
and minimum wage
God,
is like not even enough. Like shit, man.
yeah.
Like
Minimum wage is
actual paycheck to
really
paycheck.
not, yeah. Minimum wage is truly not enough to live.
So it's
So,
either you
I
gotta
don't know
hope
how
you
some
get
people
a
do it.
you hope you get a better job, or God forbid, like work two jobs. I can never.
Yeah, or have a side hustle.
Yeah, or have a side hustle. That is true. Hey, you know what? Maybe if this podcast right here blows up, I'll invite you as co-host. You get your 10% in.
My slice of the pie.
Yeah, your 10% slice of the pie.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I could he get promoted from being like guest to like co-host. But you know what? This has my name on it, so it's mine. I get all the revenue if it blows up. But like I said, if this thing ends up crashing and burning, does horribly, we're just gonna scrap it and we won't talk about it ever.
Agreed.
But I think on that note, I think we did pretty good. It was like about just over an hour in recording. It didn't really feel like an hour, but hey,
It
the time
truly did
doesn't
go by
lie.
quick.
It actually did go by quick. We gotta make another episode with just you and me. Actually, no.
Agreed.
I was gonna save it for later because I was like, oh, this first one's gonna be shitty because you're just starting out, so like we gotta do one. But now it's like I want to do it another one. This is fun.
Yeah, just got that natural chemistry.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, that's why the topics when I was writing the whole script, it just came so easily because I was like, I could probably fucking shoot the shit with him, and the topics didn't come easy. That motherfucker was talking about anything.
Agreed. I think my favorite topic, I'm not gonna lie, was just I liked learning about those London kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, surely that cracked me up. It was horrible, horrible laughing at
I
the
don't even
death
know what
statistics.
made me think of it. Like,
Yeah, what even?
I,
I don't
it
know.
was
I have
something
to.
about Sweeney Todd because I remember I learned it because of Sweeney Todd because the kid in the movie is drinking gin and I was like I don't know why but for some reason something made me think of Sweeney Todd. I have to
Well,
go back and listen, but
yeah,
something
we have to go
did.
back and listen. I'll remember. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But that's good though. Yeah, that was my favorite bit. That made me laugh real hard. It was horrible laughing at their unfortunate demise, but hey, fucking Rip Bozo.
Hey
You
man,
know,
gin must be a hell of a drink.
should have got hooked on gin, kiddo. What kind of? I have nothing better to say to that. But it's a good note to end it on. All right.
Agreed.
Well, that was it. That was fucking. Well, I'm calling this episode 0 because we're not sure if this is gonna be official
The
or not.
prologue.
Yeah, the prologue,
Exactly.
and this is testing. You're like my little guinea pig, and I thank you for that. But we'll see if what works, what doesn't, and then we'll have a
Son of
future
a bitch.
episode of it. Yeah, exactly. That was the good, the bad, at the door featuring myself and Dakota, and yeah, we close it. Now we go
Thank you for
on about
listening.
our yeah. Thank you for listening. All right. Bye bye.